Really?
Do you think it was going to fail no matter what? Do you think there's something wrong with you where you couldn't like make a marriage work?
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you the story. I've rarely told the story. I've told it in the book. It took a long time for me to tell it. But I married a woman, and she said that she basically said that, and we'd been together for 2 years, and she was pregnant, and she said that the baby was my baby. And it wasn't my baby. So that was the
Well, do you ever go back and look at the baby to make sure?
Oh, here's how.
Because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night sometimes thinking the baby might look like me one day.
If the baby looked like me, then I would have used it for other purposes, such as like Gallagher 2.
Yeah.
I knew 2 reasons. I knew one. My father said, because my father's very astute. My father's got a good visual sense. He said, when he found out, when I told him, he said, wow, he said, I always wondered, he said, because nobody on either side of the family has those ears.
Wow.
Of a baby.
Wait, Lou, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So when the baby was born, you thought it was your baby?
Yeah.
And were you guys married at this point?
Yeah.
So when did you find that it
was
wasn't
the right thing?
You were doing the right thing.
I was doing the right thing.
Baby
And I
comes
also,
out, doesn't have the right ears.
And also, I kind of knew it was. I kept thinking this is really too close. It would have had to have been like the 8 ball in the corner pocket coming off of 2 things and another ball, and then fucking. It would have really taken a hell of a pool cue.
Like the semen distance, like from date of inception or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was it was literally. It was tight, and I thought, well, but she didn't. There was no sense.
But you're crafty; you could do it.
Yeah, and I've got smart sperm.
Yeah.
And they live through everything.
I got a million questions.
This is crazy.
I got a million questions.
Because
it's kind of sad. It's heartbreaking a little bit.
Did she believe that you were the father, or was she playing you the whole time?
She was playing me.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, not solidly playing me, but she was very manipulative in the sense that she certainly had an idea that it could have been somebody else's.
And she never told that to you.
She'd already gotten into a relationship with somebody else during the course of the summer before I went off to drama school.
Okay.
And I was in drama school at the time.
Oh, she came back all fired up.
And she told me, and I figured it was like one of those moments. This is the pisser. This is when you're in a relationship, and one of you is going to have to move, and the other one is going to stay, or the other one's moving, and you know that the relationship's over, and you both know that this is going to be it.
Yeah.
So. This is, it'll take a little time, it'll probably 6 to 8 weeks, but it'll be a natural, and you won't have to sit there and go through the nonsense of should we or shouldn't we. It'll be done.
Yeah.
Because I'm about 400 miles away, so that's got to work. Well, she calls me up and tells me she's pregnant, and then that was that. And
wow. How long did you believe it was your baby until you confirmed it was not?
Until I believed it was my baby through, the baby was born in July. And I believed the baby was mine until she came through at Thanksgiving and said that it wasn't.
Did you ever hold the baby thinking it was your baby?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I mean, your family thought like, oh, congratulations, we're grandparents.
I got to jump in again. I got another question.
Fuck.
Now, that's fucked up because, when you hold your kid for the first time.
It's emotional.
It's emotional, and you have that bond immediately. Oh. So how'd you play that out?
Well,
this is holy shit.
The bond was. Here's the difference.
Okay.
Because I think that in order for that bond to totally work, at least from my perspective, because at that point, I was already starting to feel uncomfortable with her. Mm-hmm. That I was feeling like something I didn't know what it was.
Something was awry.
Something didn't make sense.
And so it was like and here's another. So that was part of the I didn't get. You don't get the full bond. It's not like there's that. There wasn't a sense of total share going on.
Gotcha.
And then what made it even worse was that summer, I would work 3 hours in the morning. doing creative dramatics with children. I was quite a marvelous teacher.
I bet you were, man. I bet they really loved you.
It was good. No, it was really. We did some stuff that was unbelievable with kids in the in terms of shows we put on.
Yeah,
So-
not in terms of housing them up with their mom out of marriage, huh?
No, no. Instead, the guy who would direct the plays. One day, we're driving to do the show. We're doing the show for the first time, and he goes, "Do you want to do some acid?" And I went, "What?" He said, "I just took mine an hour ago. It's phenomenal."
That's awesome.
No, so it's that kind of. That was, it was
That's
that
America.
So,
Took mine an hour ago. It's phenomenal.
That's
so
how you do
I'm
it.
working 3 hours in the morning, and then I come home, and now the baby's with me from 12 until 12 at night, practically.
Oh, my God.
So I'm the primary
Not your
caregiver,
baby.
and not my baby, and not really share. You know, that's like, I mean, this is a hell of a thing to say, but I don't mean it in any fashion, but. I can understand some. I'm educated and been taught, and there's things I can understand how someone snaps who is alone, and it's the baby is screaming. I mean, my baby was colicky, or the baby was colicky.
Did you try and like?
What upset me was the name. I mean, naming the baby that upset me at the
What's
end
the name
more
of the
than
baby?
anything else.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the name of the baby?
I can't. I
Okay.
don't want to
Is
say.
it Daniel?
No, it's obviously Louis Jr.
No.
Okay.
I thought it was Daniel.
No, but I would
Because I know a kid
don't-
named Daniel.
I understand what you're
And you
saying.
have no contact at all with these people anymore.
No.
Not the
Do
baby.
you ever find out through Facebook? You know how like you always
Okay,
you look at Facebook and wonder what exes are doing or something. Do you look this stuff up?
She had gotten in touch with me when this is just extraordinary. She came through about 3 years after the baby was born. She came to New York and apologized.
Oh,
That
okay.
was the first apology. That was the first time she apologized. Really apologized.
Do you ever wish, like even just in moments or whatever, that the child was yours because you don't have any kids?
No. No, because there was no. I think that is, I didn't have an ultimate drive to have children.
Right.
That was. I know guys. If I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
There are people I know. I've got friends, and that's. I never had that, but I've met women that I thought, in my life that I thought I would have a child. If things had been different, I could see having a child with that woman.
Right.
And if that were the case, yeah. If she was someone that then I would regret it. But this
Right.
is someone who was a cunt.
Is she with the kid's father now?
Was it said?
Excuse me, that was a capital K.
Yeah.
K-U-N-T, comedy cunt.
Was it said when you finally had to release the baby as emotionally
No.
like, okay, this is
No, because the release.
Release it. It's not a dove.
Well, you know what I mean. But I mean, I get,
Like they let it off a chimney.
Well,
over
yeah,
a
no, I
guess-
Astoria.
I
I
put
guess
it in the-
release your emotions and all but I think I get what Lewis is saying. I think the whole time when you're holding the kid, even you're like, man, something's not right here. Something just
but
doesn't
no, it
seem.
was not. What it was when she told me.
Yeah.
First thing that happened when she told me in November, the whole thing that I didn't understand cleared up.
Right. There you
It
go.
was like all of a sudden my brain went, oh. Then I had to deal with. Then I had to deal with it because you really go. Then you go. If I made that choice, how fucking dumb am I?
Right.
What the fuck's the matter with me? I'm an insane person. Why would anybody put themselves? I put myself in this position. What's
Right.
wrong with me?
Right.
But then we had the blood. Now, when we did the blood test, this was unbelievable because this is how long ago. No DNA.
Wow.
No,
They didn't have DNA?
They didn't. No DNA test. So it wasn't like a clear.
Right.
So there had to be.
They would just look at the
No, they would basically
did
it was
blood
blood
tests.
types.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Type.
meant that if he and I had the same blood type, we'd never know.
Close enough.
Right.
But we would have known during DNA, and I also was ready
Right.
to go. Okay, you're right. Bye.
Ooh, this is getting good. It's like a mystery.
So that came back, and it was like 98% because of
That it wasn't your kid.
It wasn't my kid.
Oh.
Because they had a totally different, and that was at the point I went. You fucking idiot! You didn't have a
Right.
blood test with this guy. There are blood tests.
Right.
There are blood types that you could have a
Sure.
real problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have a blood test.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she did it with him.
Right.
But you're sitting there going, "Wow, that is just cray cray."
So now
See,
I know
and
why
it's-
you never were a father or got married.
That's
you had a
crazy.
horrendous experience at 26 years old.
Yeah, it's like you'd be a cool dad, man.
I don't.
No, you'd
Well,
be
thanks.
awesome,
It
Dad.
was,
Yeah.
that was it was just tough.